130-pound category. Both of these guys on the lighter side of that. Hernandez fighting outside of Illinois for the first time. I mentioned Chicago is a fascinating story. Has a degree, graduated from DePaul University. He's a substitute teacher for sixth graders in Chicago. Hernandez Middle School. No relation, obviously, with his name, Hernandez. But imagine, Lennox, if your substitute teacher comes in and you know he's a professional fighter. You're not getting out of line.
Not at all. Not at all. I guess all the students must be well behaved.
I can't imagine you filling in, teaching a little history, unless it's boxing history, of course. Yeah, that's right. A little geography would be your subject, right?
Yeah.
United Kingdom, Canada.
Jamaica.
One thing, it didn't matter where you fought, you won. He dominated. We're with Lennox Lewis, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and legendary trainer Joe Goosek.
And you see right now, Colbert's already switched from right-handed to left-handed, and he's a very, you can tell athletically, he's very gifted. He's quick. He pulls the head in and out. He's slipping punches, turning. He's going to be a very difficult guy to catch clean.
Yeah, he mentioned when you said, hey, you're a southpaw. He goes, yeah, but I switch. I use the right hand as well. Disadvantage, obviously. There's a right that landed to the side of the head.
Well, that's a rough tactic. So that means that not only is he a good boxer, he's also a rough kid, which can suit you well in this game.
These guys got it started quickly. Yeah. They meant business early.
Ooh, that was a right from Colbert.
And Colbert hit him with the right hand and then held him after. He should have just hit him with the left hand after that.
There's a left from Hernandez. Trying to work inside.
Well, the impressive thing about Colbert, what he did there, he stepped in so quick with that jab right hand. And I think basically Hernandez's head got caught up under his left arm.
A couple of light body
or else he
shots
probably would have thrown.
From Hernandez. Working inside here in the opening round.
And Colbert not afraid to work on the inside with the heavier puncher, which, you know, means he's got a lot of faith in his defense.
Inside 10 rounds.
It's getting rough. A lot of hitting behind the head.
And his opening round scheduled for 8. There's a left. The right misses at the end of round 1. Chris Colbert, the boxer from Brooklyn. He can land him. There's the left. There's the right. And he looks the part. He feels the part.
Yeah, he definitely likes to look pretty.
He's pretty in pink so far. This February, the greatest event in motorsports, the Daytona 500. Then it kicks off the 2019 NASCAR season. Joey Logano is your NASCAR champ, a former Daytona 500 winner, February 17th on Fox. And we're live here on FS1 round 2.
Hernandez looks a little bit worn around the eye, like he got cut a little bit with a shot. He's got to be careful because it seems like he gets cut easy.
Hernandez has only been fighting for 3.5 years, 9 professional fights. Has been knocked out once.
Yeah, he avenged that loss. We have to say, you know, he avenged it well. Ooh, nice little right hand he landed off the Colbert, who got stuck up on the ropes there. So.
Yeah, the forehead of Hernandez marked up. And a right from Hernandez. Some body shots.
Obviously, what the corner told Hernandez was to get on him and push him back and try to pin him on the ropes. Because that's really, if he lets Colbert circle him,
answered with a right.
He's too fast.
Colbert likes that. He likes the pressure like that. He likes the guy coming onto him so he can do what he wants to do. He wants to be able to throw shots. He wants to make it easy for himself. And what makes it easy for himself is if the guy's in front of him.
The right miss from Hernandez.
Well, Colbert does well. You see, turned him out of the corner. Now he put Hernandez back, and he slips off to the side real well. So he's looking for angles as well against Hernandez. He doesn't want to sit right in front of him all night.
Watch that elbow, watch that
I wouldn't want him to if I was his corner.
You heard our referee, Eric Dolly, say, watch that elbow.
Yeah, well, I told you, he's rough on the inside. Both these guys are rough on the inside.
The right misses again from Hernandez.
Hernandez is working good on the inside. That was real low.
That looked low.
That was.
It affected him a little bit.
And he's getting a warning. Referee Eric Dolly.
But again, that's what Colbert kind of, he brought that upon himself by sitting in the corner like that. Landed a nice double hook with his right hand.
Great double hook.
Great counter
Now,
puncher.
Hernandez told us, and he came off as a cerebral fighter. He said, that first round, I'm going to observe and adjust.
Well, he's already bleeding from the nose and mouth right now because Colbert is landing some really good short shots on him. But Hernandez is landing some good body shots when he pins him. But he doesn't have the advantage when Colbert's on the outside like this.
Inside 30 seconds.
Colbert is southpaw right now, throwing that right hook. And that right hook is really effective for him. It's doing some proper damage.
You can see the punches landed on the part of Colbert, who it looks like, from our point of view, was the winner in round 1. Round 2, and we're counting it down. Colbert trying to stay undefeated. Stings Hernandez with a left. After 2 rounds, the colorful Chris Colbert smiling. He can take it, and he can dish it out. You're watching PBC on FS1. The challenger here, Josh Hernandez from Chicago. His only loss came on a first-round TKO. That was back in 2017, as he is a little behind the undefeated Chris Colbert, round 3.
Chris Colbert doesn't have a mark on him.
No, I really like the kid. I mean, a good little overhand right. I like his style. I like the presence that he's got in the ring. I just like his flamboyance. I think he's going places.
Hernandez got that left to the chin, but it looked like it didn't bother Colbert at all, who's in that wardrobe setting up his opponent.
So he stepped back nice as Hernandez
off
came
the
in.
ropes.
As Hernandez came in, he stepped back with a great right hook. Colbert did. See, he's always stepping back, looking to counter punch, and then quickly steps in with a little lead left hand.
Colbert is good with his feet. He's moving around well.
Yeah. And believe me, if you had a regular standard, really good fighter in front of Hernandez, he would probably shine right now. But he happens to be in front of a real awkward, athletic, flamboyant fighter who can fight.
Which makes it difficult for him.
Yeah.
Makes it difficult because he's not used to that type of fighter.
Well, how many guys are you going to ever see that fight like Colbert? It's not too often.
With pink hair.
And Colbert, well, he's thrown more punches and landed more punches in this super featherweight bout. Again, in that 100,
great right hand by
25, 30-pound range.
No, I can't keep track right now because he's orthodox, his southpaw is really switching it up.
Yeah, when he said he can mix it up, that's given Hernandez a tough time.
And you remember Colbert was telling us what a great street fighter he was. I believe it now. You'd hate to mess with this guy in the street or in the ring.
Hernandez has Colbert in the corner. He landed a right. Colbert responds.
But he got counter punched with a great left hook, right uppercut. I mean, he was just playing possum there, letting the punches bounce off his arm until he felt the counter coming.
Larry Hazard, unofficial score.
I have Colbert 20-18. Very exciting. Kid got a lot of class, coming in with the jab. He's showing a lot of basic skills. He's in total control of this fight. I have him 20-18, 2 rounds to 0.
Larry, appreciate that. Colbert began formal boxing at age 13 in the aftermath of some street fights. He's a local kid from Brooklyn.
Seems like Hernandez's corner told him, get him up against the ropes and then do some work. So he's trying to get him up against ropes. Not easy.
No.
Hernandez also, his father was a professional fighter, and he helps train amateur boxers. Oh, there's a left that landed on the side of the head of Josh Hernandez.
Hernandez is too close to him when he's got him up against the ropes. He needs to take a little bit of step back and give himself some punching room.
And you can see, Hernandez is a stylish puncher. He's a stylish fighter. He's just got a real tough dude in front of him. Wow. I mean, Colbert, let me tell you something. Look at him in the corner sitting here, just playing a little possum, and there's that little quick counter hook off the touch. He let Hernandez touch him with the hand and then countered him quick with the hook.
Top of the hour over at Fox. There is Keith Thurman. Hoping that hand and elbow, those injuries that have kept him out of the ring for almost 2 years, will hold up against the challenger Lopez, who says the timing, look at that focus. He says the timing couldn't be better for this opportunity for him at a world title. It's coming up top of the hour on Fox. We're live here on FS1. Chris Colbert clearly ahead of Josh Hernandez.
Coming out as a southpaw, really effective right now. Doesn't have to do too much. Ooh, good uppercut.
Sweat flag, it landed.
I mean, that's a difficult punch to throw right there, that little right uppercut that Colbert threw.
He kind of lulled him into it.
He did.
With that right hand.
Right side of the forehead marked up on Hernandez.
He's got great timing, great reflexes, and like I said, look at that. I mean, you just can't teach that. And then gets out of the way after a great hook. And look, like I said, you put a standard fighter, good fighter in front of Hernandez, it's going to be, you know, a guy that he's going to be able to handle. This is just an unusual guy. You're not going to see too many guys like Colbert in front of him.
Hernandez chasing. And that landed a right from Colbert.
Yeah, he went under with the right uppercut and over with the hook. 2 shots Hernandez never saw coming.
Colbert doesn't have to do too much because Hernandez is just coming to him. So he can fly off any combination he wishes. And what's working for him right now is that southpaw stance, right hook, and the right uppercut.
In the corner, Colbert. The ref saying stop. A few body shots that were soft from Hernandez to the back of Colbert.
Two quick punches there from Colbert. And what it does is it makes Hernandez hesitant to bum rush inside on Colbert because he knows he's going to walk into some stiff punches.
Colbert is looking good, really good right now. His quickness, his speed of feet, speed of hands. Nobody can't touch him. He can do basically what he wants in there. He's using both hands effectively.
Hernandez taking some tough punches.
I got you. Step out. Step out.
Colbert started his career with 2 straight knockouts, but most recent fights, they've all lasted at least 6 rounds. We're scheduled for 8 here. Under 50 to go in the 4th round.
See, he's got a great explosion off his feet, Colbert, because he gets from point A to point B very quickly. And like right there is another example. But what he can do is he can hit you with long uppercuts, which normally is dangerous, but he gets away with it.
Whoa, because he's got great balance. Great balance, great footwork, and he gets himself in position with those feet.
You can leave yourself open and get, you know, counterpunch very easily on a long left uppercut or right uppercut, depending on which side, but he gets away with it.
Among his advantages, Lennox, it looks, you know, Colbert working inside, but he's got a reach advantage. Oh, there's a nice flurry of punches. Josh Hernandez trying to change the tempo of this fight, and we're right inside of it.
Well, he exactly like the replay we showed from the last round. Colbert did the same thing, waving him into the corner here because he's counterpunching beautifully.
Colbert wants him to come in the corner so he can take care of him with some uppercuts.
Halfway through this fight, later on Fox, we mentioned Lopez.
So fleet of foot and quick of hand. He's going to be, I think he's going places. Going places,
well,
for sure.
Remember, Josh Hernandez said, I had to bring in some lefties to spar with to counter what Colbert can throw.
You can't bring in anybody that can emulate this. There's no way. Now here he is again. Now he's just looking for short punches. He's going to tuck and roll, keep his arms tucked in, wait for Hernandez to touch him on the arms, and then come up the middle like that.
Hernandez gets a left inside.
All those are being blocked, though. The only one landing is Colbert here.
Yep, Colbert landed a right to the head of Hernandez.
I got you. Step back. Good one. Good one.
And again, this is only the 9th fight for Colbert. He's just going to get better.
There's no doubt he's a rising star. He's just going to get better.
Now Hernandez is trying to rough him up on the inside. He landed a decent left hook on him.
Yeah, but what he's doing is keeping his head in one place and he's getting hit with uppercuts easily.
Yeah, so he's using that elbow against, he's kind of pushing
the
down.
Forearm.
Yeah.
That's a tactical move by Colbert.
And the ref is saying, watch that, watch that.
Yeah.
Again, he does not seem to be bothered when he's on the ropes.
No, and to be fair to Hernandez, he's really trying hard. He's landing some decent body shots, but he's getting countered.
End of round 5. Oh, and a left that landed to the head of Josh Hernandez.
With another.
Hernandez behind him. You know, Colbert, we mentioned he started at 13. He got into a fight with a friend, and he said, let's settle it at the Atlas Cops and Kids Boxing Gym. It's a Brooklyn landmark, a mentoring center for neighborhood children, started by retired New York police officer Pat Russo and former trainer Teddy Atlas. And Colbert said, as soon as I walked in, I knew I was home. And he's developed ever since.
Believe it or not, I started the same way. I said, let's go down to the police boxing club.
A lot of good comes from that, and Colbert trying to push his record to 10-0 against a tough fighter from the Windy City, Josh Hernandez. Like a bit of a stumble there from Colbert.
Hernandez is walking into a right uppercut, I'm telling you.
Not only that, Hernandez has got a nice mouse developing under his left eye.
Let's check in with Heidi, who's listening in Josh Hernandez's corner.
That's right, Chris. His coach just told me they don't want him to, they said don't let him take that reach away. They want to use that to break his rhythm. He said he's too fit to let this slip away. Of course, he is a fitness instructor and a substitute teacher, so that all plays in here. Chris?
How about that advice, Joe?
Well, when he said don't take the distance away, I mean, look, he's going to get beat to the punch when there's distance. He's just not fast enough to deal with Colbert's speed from the outside. His only chance is to be right here and hopefully land something of substance, because on the outside he's outgunned. He's had too much speed for Colbert.
Yeah, I think Hernandez has certainly fought a very professional type of fight. It's just, as you pointed out, the skill set. There seems to be a disproportionate advantage there for Colbert.
Plus, he's too far. He should give himself some punching room. He's like he's smothering himself on the ropes right now, and he's allowing Colbert to really get off his shots, and Colbert's getting off some beautiful shots, some uppercuts. He's just waiting for Hernandez to throw a punch, and then he's just countering it. There you go.
That landed a right to the head.
But it's at least Hernandez gets some action going here. On the outside, he gets beat to the punch, and then gets turned, and he gets nothing done from the outside.
Inside of 30 seconds, round 6, you see the landed punches. That's just a gauge for you to see, and that's the way we've observed it here ringside, with Colbert in control of this fight.
Colbert is saying come back in because he feels good in there. This is what he does in the gym probably.
Well, look, but Hernandez threw a nice right hand by him sitting there. So it's his only shot. I think he should take advantage of the fact that Colbert's sitting there waiting for him.
But notice that right hand came from afar. He's close.
Ooh. They're both landing.
Those are some terrific exchanges from each of these fighters. The sweat's flying. And Larry Hazard, our ringside unofficial scorer, and he has it
Good right hand.
every round going to Colbert so far.
Yeah, I've given Colbert every round thus far. I mean, you know, Hernandez is trying, but Colbert's skill set is just a little bit too much for him.
We have not seen a knockdown yet, Larry. Now, Hernandez, of his 8 wins, 7 have come by way of knockout. If he can pull that off here, because he is going to have to rally in round 7 of 8.
I was listening to his corner, and his corner was saying short punches, Hernandez. So that's what they want him to throw, short punches, especially when he gets inside.
And Colbert doesn't look like a guy you could easily knock out.
No, and for a guy that could easily just box if he wanted to, Colbert, he's sitting in the pit with Hernandez, you know, duking it out.
And the referee's warning Hernandez because he's punching him in the back of the head, and he's saying stop it.
Yeah, there was a left to the body and then a counter, and there goes Colbert. Boy, that speed you talked about, Joe, you can see it.
You know, he's actually beaten Hernandez at his own game. Hernandez's game is the inside against a guy like Colbert. But he's getting right there. He's got him with 3 great punches, a double hook and a left hand.
And we're seeing some blood on the body
Colbert's defense is good. His hands is up, and his hands should be way up.
of Josh Hernandez.
I mean, Hernandez's face really tells the tale. He's got blood coming from his nose, from his mouth, from his eye.
The forehead's been marked up. There's a right that lands to the side of the head.
Great left
of Hernandez.
Yeah. Colbert to a great right hand to the body, then a right hand to the head. This is what he needs to do. But after doing that, he needs to move away from the ropes. Simple as that.